Welcome to Aquaboon Softguard Series Whole House Water Softener Instruction Manual. Water Softener Setup Preparation. To prepare for installing the Aquaboon Softguard Series Water Softener, ensure you have all the necessary tools and materials on hand. Carefully read the installation manual to understand the process and requirements. Clean and clear the installation area, ensuring easy access to plumbing and electrical connections. Inspect all parts for any damage and familiarize yourself with the system's components and installation steps. Proper preparation will help ensure a smooth and successful setup. For successful installation of water softener, you will need channel lock pliers, screwdriver, Teflon tape, utility blade, 2 spanner wrenches, pipes and fittings, 1-inch or 3/4-inch, copper, brass, PEX or PVC is permitted, silicone lubricant. Additional tools may be necessary for home plumbing modifications. Unbox the packages to find the following items: pre-filled resin FRP tank with installed riser tube and lower distribution strainer, electronic control valve with compact hydraulic meter, and 3 to 4-inch yoke connection already pre-installed, upper distribution strainer, brine salt tank, lid for brine tank, brine well, connection parts for brine well, 10-foot 1 or 2-inch drain hose, 6-foot 3 or 8-inch brine tubing, grid plate for the brine tank, adjustable float valve with quick connect, plastic ring brass nut, mesh screen for brine tubing connection, instruction manual, durable bypass valve, power supply adapter. Our competitive advantage is that we include 3 to 4-inch pleats, 1-inch yoke connectors, 2 sets each of straight and elbow fittings, 2 heavy-duty, durable stainless steel corrugated water flex hoses, 1-inch FIP to 3 or 4-inch FIP, 24 inches in length. Attaching the connectors to the control head. Inside the control valve box, which is located inside the brine tank, you'll find connectors, including both 3/4-inch and 1-inch, elbow and straight, to suit your needs and installation preferences. The control valve has a pre-installed compact hydraulic meter and a 3 to 4-inch yoke connection, which can be removed if you opt to use the bypass valve, which is recommended to have. The default bypass valve comes with 1-inch connectors that can be easily converted to 3 or 4-inch based on installation needs. To switch to 3 or 4-inch, remove the clips and connectors, then replace them. The clips found on the back of the bypass valve should be reattached after making the change. The bypass valve features arrows indicating the flow direction. Ensure they align with the arrows on the compact hydraulic meter. Setting up your resin tank in control head. Place the pre-filled resin FRP tank, which already includes the installed riser tube, lower distribution strainer, and resin beads near the installation site. Check inside the tank to ensure the riser tube and resin beads are present. Next, take the upper distribution strainer. The tank initially has a cover cap to prevent the riser tube and lower distribution strainer from shifting. Attach the upper distribution strainer to the bottom of the control valve head, placing it over the riser tube to keep it centered. Twist it into position, then fit the control head onto the tank and hand tighten it without using tools. Water supply connection. Hose connection setup. The original yoke connection pre-installed with the control valve head has a 3/4-inch inlet-outlet connection. However, once you install the bypass valve, you can adjust the size from 3/4-inch to 1-inch according to your preferences. If adjustments are needed, change the inlet-outlet fittings accordingly. Securely connect the stainless steel corrugated water flex hoses, which can be bent to fit any position. Carefully screw in the 24-inch stainless steel hoses to the softener, ensuring the threads are not stripped. Conducting a pressure test. Close the bypass valve, then turn on the water supply to check for any leaks. After pressurizing the system, examine all connections for any signs of dripping. Connecting the drain hose. Detach the drain port fitting and insert the drain hose into it. Secure the hose with a clamp, placing the clamp as close to the base as possible, and tighten it with a screwdriver. Insert the drain port fitting back into the port and secure it with a clip. Place the drain hose to the designated drain area. Connecting the power supply. Insert the DC male connector into the DC female plug on the control valve socket Then connect the power supply to the electrical outlet. Setting up the brine tank. Brine tank assembly. The brine tank has two tube connections. The first connection is for the brine tube, which runs from the brine well to the control head to facilitate regeneration. The second connection functions as an emergency drain. Attach the 4 plastic cones to their designated positions on the grid plate, then place the plate at the base of the brine tank. Insert the brine well into its designated position on the grid plate. Install the adjustable float valve inside the brine well, then attach the plastic tube stabilizer gasket onto the brine well. Connect the 6-foot 3 or 8-inch brine tubing to the float valve, securing it with the clamp. Attach the other end of the brine tube to the control head using the plastic ring, brass nut, and mesh screen for a secure connection. After adding 80 pounds of salt to the brine tank, close the tank with its lid. Set up the emergency drain, secure it with the stabilizer, and tighten it with a sealing gasket. You can attach an additional drain hose if necessary in case of overflow. However, the control valve's overflow function should prevent this from occurring regularly. Starting the water softener. Open the bypass valve, which was previously turned off to check for leaks. Once the resin tank is filled with water, inspect again for any leaks. The water softener is now ready for use. Configure the control head settings according to the provided instructions.